I showed up the night the preacher said we don't have a piano player, and I went, Then we decided we'd do it anyway if he'd help me. But the old song, Tonight You, Dean and I did this song once upon a blue moon. We both had hair back then. It's been a while. No, it's not been that long. But it's called The Old Gospel Ship. And it's kind of a sing-along song. After you hear the chorus, I hope you'll want to sing along. But started researching it, and it was presumed by title to have been written by Johnson Oatman Jr. Now, he wrote a lot of old songs, and we've already spotlighted him. The old hymn, Count Your Many Blessings. He wrote that song. But it appears that this gentleman, Mr. Oatman, wrote a song called The Old Gospel Ship, but it's not this version of The Old Gospel Ship. I got to reading through his lyrics, kind of looking at the music. I thought, that's different. So, but as it turns out, it's very likely that this old hymn had roots in Southwest Virginia, believe it or not, because even though he's not listed on the sheet music, it appears that it's possible that Mr. A.P. Carter from over in Hilton's in Scott County discovered this song. Now, what Mr. Hilton's would do is he would go around as a traveling salesman. He'd visit the country stores that dotted the mountains and the hills and the hollers of Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, that he covered, and he would find older people usually that would sing mountain songs for him. So it's very likely that he found this song. It's not that likely he wrote it. A lot of A.P. Carter and the Carter family's music was songs that he discovered, and then he got credit for arranging the song. So really, y'all like a good mystery. You told me before. It's really a mystery who wrote the words to this song. But there are some things that we do know about this song. The arrangement, and that appears on the sheet music, appears to have been arranged in the early 1930s by a man by the name of Alphus Laferve. Anybody heard of the Laferve Trio, and then later the Laferve Quartet? So he arranged this song, and it's a real bouncy type of rhythm that's in the song. Not sure you'll pick up on that with me and Dean a cappella. But nonetheless, it was really kind of probably an old trio or quartet song back in that day as well. I also want you to pay attention to this song. This song's very indicative of songs that came out of the Great Depression. Do you know the number one cause of death? Somebody raise your hand if you know the number one cause of death for Americans during the Great Depression. Anybody know? Brother Joe. Suicide. There was one right in there with it. Guess what it was? You'll never guess this in America. Starvation. These people in that era were extremely depressed in their nature as the economy of the United States was greatly depressed. Now, I said all that to say this. Since this song came about, I believe 1934 was when it was arranged, it appears. And a lot of the old hymns from that era were songs about the rapture of the church. A lot of them. And I've thought about that and thought about that and thought about that. Those people were probably so depressed in their existence that, boy, they were really looking forward to going home. Really looking forward to going home. Now, the theme of this song, as you listen to the words, comes from 1 Thessalonians 4:13 and following. Listen to what it says. But I would not have you be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. I thought about that. A.P. Carter now's asleep. He's passed on. And Mr. Laferve, he's passed on. Mr. Oatman, he's passed on. And I thought, well, that's a good thing to read for this, because they're dead to this earth, but they're alive in Christ. It says, I would not have you ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, but ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them. That word caught up, that phrase caught up, that's where the word rapture is in the Bible, translated that way. Caught up is the phrase they use in the King James. With the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. And this is a song about comfort. This is a song about rapture. This is a song about eternity. Brother Dean, come on up. We're going to try to sing this. We've never tried it a cappella except for one chorus. Is there a little bit of a ring? Okay. I wondered about that. I can't hear it well back here. Is that better? Less of a ring? Okay. So Brother Dean's going to help me on the chorus here. I'm going to do my best to sing the verses. I have good news to bring, and that is why I sing. All my joys with you I'll share. Oh, I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship and go sailing through the air. Oh, I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. Oh, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens ring when I'm bidding this world goodbye. Oh, I can scarcely wait. I know I'll not be late, for I'll spend my time in prayer. And when my ship comes in, I will leave this world of sin and go sailing through the air. Oh, I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. Oh, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens ring when I'm bidding this world goodbye. If you're ashamed of me, you have no cause to be, for with Christ I am an heir. If too much fault you find, you will sure be left behind while I go sailing through the air. Oh, I'm gonna take a trip in the good old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. Oh, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens ring when I'm bidding this world goodbye. While I'm bidding this world goodbye.